Hello there, friends. Thank you and welcome once again to Agege's Recipes. I hope everyone is doing well by God's grace. In today's video, I share with you how to achieve the best Ghanaian butter bread or Nigerian Agege bread. Let's get right into it. I recommend you use bread flour when you're making this bread, but you can use all-purpose flour as well. I'll add in half a teaspoon of salt and then I'll sift my flour and salt together. I'll add in my cinnamon, nutmeg, I'll add in my sugar, and then I'll add in my active dry yeast. You can proof your yeast before adding it to the flour. I'll add in my milk powder and then we'll whisk it all together. We'll head over to the stand mixer. I'll add in 2 eggs, vanilla extract, a tablespoon of orange juice, which is highly recommended. I'll add half a cup of water for now and then I'll mix. I'll come in with another half a cup of water, but I'll be adding it gradually. I have here half a cup of butter or 1 stick of butter. I'll add that to it as well, and then I'll be adding the remaining of my water, which was lukewarm water. I'll knead my bread for about 15 minutes with the stand mixer. You can knead with your hand for 15 minutes as well. But if you have a stand mixer, please use it because bread making is a workout. Whilst the dough is kneading, I'll go on to prep my loaf pan. I'll spray olive oil and also sprinkle a little bit flour inside. If you're using your stand mixer to knead your dough, please rest the machine for 5 minutes and then knead for 5 minutes. You don't want your machine to overheat, and the dough has perfectly kneaded and look at how gorgeous it's looking. Once the dough is transferred onto the pastry mat, I like to knead it with the heel of my palm for about 2 to 3 minutes. You can skip this step, okay? But I like to do this. I'm so used to doing it. And it really does something to the dough. So we'll now press it on to see if it bounced back to us, and it did exactly that. I'll now cut the dough into half, and what I like to do is I always like to weigh my dough. I want equal dough. So the first dough that I weighed was 1 pound 7.4 ounces, and then I took a little bit from the other dough, and then now we have 1 pound 8 ounces, and the other dough also amounted to 1 pound 8 ounces. So at this point we'll be rolling out the dough. We'll roll the dough out very flat, and then I'll fold the dough and then roll it again. This is a very important step when you're making Agege bread or Ghana butter bread. Now we'll go on to create a log. So all you do is just roll it on forward as you're seeing in the video to create your perfect log. And make sure that the log is the same length as your baking loaf pan. You want to make sure that the loaf fits inside the pan perfectly. All right, so we'll repeat the same step for the second one. So we'll roll it out and then we'll fold it together and then we'll roll it out again before we create our log. If today is the first time on this channel, a very warm welcome to you. And if you have not subscribed yet, please kindly do me a favor and subscribe. To my amazing returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back to support. God bless you, and I appreciate you for always sharing my videos. Before covering your dough to rise, please make sure to spray the lid of the loaf pan. It is very important. I will cover and allow the dough to rise in a very warm place for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Please make sure to leave about an inch on top of the loaf pan so that when the bread goes into the oven to bake, it will have enough room to rise as well. I also recommend putting hot water in your oven whilst your bread is baking. It moisturizes the oven whilst your bread is baking. We'll be baking the bread at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 to 40 minutes. Or when you insert toothpick in the middle of the bread and it comes out clean, that is an indication that your bread is perfectly baked. With a few smack on the loaf pan, the bread came out easy. Oh yes, you gotta smack that loaf pan. I must say baking is one of my favorite things I love to do, guys. Making fresh bread at home is everything to me. You know, my family love it when I do it. So I hope you will give this a try. And please, if you do, I would love to know and hear your feedback. I wanted you guys to see the inside of this bread and look at how beautiful and perfect it turned out. And of course, I have to spread that butter inside this Ghana butter bread or Agege bread. It is always a game changer. You can enjoy this bread with any porridge or hot tea, hot chocolate. But my family and I enjoy this with an omelette. Until I come your way next time, please stay safe and stay blessed. Bye, guys.